What's up, y'all? After a thrilling derby last week, we can't rest on our laurels here because we got the Peter Pan Stakes coming up. With Mystic Dan pulling off that win, I think that shows that Fierceness was not the leaping step above the rest of the horses in this field. So I think last week's Derby kind of proves that the horse of the year is still on the line. We've got a few horses running in the Peter Pan this year that didn't make the Derby. We got Deterministic. He did make the Derby, decided to sit it out. Um, Other horses that were decent didn't get in, but I think these horses could definitely make some noise in the Belmont Stakes coming up here in a few weeks. Um, there has been a few times that the Peter Pan winner has gone on to win that Belmont Stakes. Tonalist was one of those that did that, and he was trained by Christophe Clement and ridden by Joel Rosario, who are teamed up with Deterministic this year. So let's get into this field. Number one, Protective. Speaking of teams, Irad Ortiz Jr. and Todd Pletcher back together again on this one. Irad Ortiz hadn't ridden this horse before. Protective, he's out of Medaglia d'Oro. They got him at 8-1. I think that's a bit generous because the horse has never won a race before. Third last out in the wood, 2 lengths off the winner. And that was decent, but still hasn't gotten a win. A couple of second places, Saratoga, second in Tampa before that. So still looking for this horse to break his maiden. Stepping up the jockey, I guess you could say. Unique Insight, an interesting horse here out of Gunrunner. 8-1 on the morning odds. Eric Cancel is riding this horse, trained by Chad Brown. Now, the horse wasn't doing too well, couldn't get any wins. Cancel jumps aboard a 1.125 race at Aqueduct and gets a win. Be it was slow, 155 for that 1.125, but he comes back at Aqueduct in an optional claimer in the slop at a 1.125 and gets a respectable 148 win in that one. Legitimate time. You know I like those 148s at 9 furlongs. To me, that puts you in that next class of horse there. To when you can do that, or at least it shows that you can be that next class of horse. So he got it done in the slop, albeit. So Cancel jumps on him. He's winning. Got a good jockey. Horse and the jockey like each other. That's always a good sign. Got a good time coming out of his last race. Stepping up the competition for sure. Even though this is not a Grade 1 race, it is that type of competition, in my opinion, based on what the Grade 1 races shook out to be this year. So Unique Insight is sticking his nose in there for some competition. I think you got to watch this one. Number 3, the Wine Steward, one you definitely got to watch. Sired by Vino Rosso, horse is 5-2 morning line favorite. Luis Saez is riding him. He's won this race 3 times before. This horse is a strong closer. Unlike Sierra Leone, he doesn't really fall too far off the pace. He's competitive. The worst he's ever run is 3/4 lengths off the leader in second place. Got a loss by half a length, looks like, say in a couple wins. So the Wine Steward is one of those horses that not only always hits the board, but he's always near the wire, regardless of the time. Now, he hasn't shown any kind of breakout speed, any kind of breakout ability to leave the pack behind, but he always manages to get up with the competition. You kind of think he's probably going to do that again this time. They got him as the favorite. You can see why. Good workouts on him for that breakout. I think he might need a head bob or just maybe a little bit of an acceleration there at the end, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get the win clearly or not. He's clearly competitive, but he has shown that he can falter just a bit. Second in the Lexington, second in the Breeders' Cup Futurity. So facing tough competition. decent competition. He'll be facing decent competition in this one. Number 4, Lonesome Boy, a Washington bred horse. Horse bred in Washington. What can we say about this one? 20-1 in the morning odds. Adam Bowman riding this one. Horse is out of Nationhood, the Washington bred horse, out of Nationhood. Looking to be running near the front, I think. Horse is one horse I say he looks a bit slow, a bit outclassed in this one. He ran 4th in the Wood. I guess that's decent. The Wood, the final time there, 150 was Brazilians getting the win in that. Not a very good time. Brazilians went on to run okay in the Derby. So he was 4th behind Brazilians there. 7 lengths off the lead, though. You kind of want to think he'd be closer than that. Got a win before that at Parks in Pennsylvania, in the City of Brotherly Love Stakes. 3rd in an optional claimer at Parks before that. So, he stepped up to grade A competition going into the Wood, ran 4th. You like to see that. Maybe he will, now that he's more acclimated to being around higher class horses, that will work in his favor. I don't like the position he's going to be in, though. He's going to be running up front. I think he's going to be challenged by Unique Insight, the 2 who also likes to run up front. Neither of them are speed demons, but I think they'll both be in on the lead. And I don't know that Adam Bowman's going to give this horse the freedom he needs to be able to run up front. They tend to kind of tighten these horses up in this kind of competition, in this kind of race. And horse is going to need to run free. He's going to have to steal it, in my opinion, if he's going to get the win. Don't know if Bowman's going to be able to do that. Number 5, Tuscan Gold. This was a horse a lot of people liked. Well, there's a lot of horses these years. Like I said, they look like they're just right there, not ready to make that move. Resilience was one of them. He made the move in the Wood. There's horses like Just a Touch. There's Antiquarian. The 6 horse here. Tuscan Gold is another one. There's a few of them this year. Just Steel's one. They look like they're just ready to make that move, but they haven't done it yet. So we got to say that about Tuscan Gold. Out of Medaglia d'Oro, his mother's father is Curlin, so you got some strong breeding there. They got him at 2-1. I guess that makes him the favorite over the one. Yeah, Wine Stewart's 5-2, so half a tick in the odds there. I'm not sure he's really going to be the favorite. Training behind him, so a decent performance there. You might want to consider the Flavien Prat to be a tick up on the jockey skill over Tyler Gaffalione. So that would look to suit this horse well. Solid workout times across the board, a few 48-second, 4 furlongs. So horse is, pretty solid as far as that goes. Got a win before that Louisiana Derby at Gulfstream Park. 4th at Aqueduct in a mile before that one. So this horse has good breeding, good trainer, good workout times, and he's shown improvement. Changing the jockey could help him. I still don't think he's necessarily going to be the favorite, though, just because when you look at that last out, that 3rd place in Louisiana Derby, I think that will hurt him a little bit, especially when you got all these Pletcher and Velasquez and all these horses in here. Not sure he's going to be the favorite. So if you do like this horse, that's good for you. I think he's going to be competitive for sure. I think he could get the win for sure. It's going to be up to Pratt, I think, to get it done. The horse has shown that he is pretty much as fast as the other top horses in this one, so we'll see if we can get it done. Number 6, horse I liked in the Louisiana Derby, wasn't able to get the win. A Pletcher Velasquez, horse Antiquarian. Horse is out of preservationist. Maybe the breeding doesn't necessarily suit him. 6-1, they got him in the morning odds. I think the Pletcher Velasquez combo will, I don't know, maybe it'll stick there since the other competition. But that might bring those odds might come down. He was 6th in the Louisiana Derby. Another one of those races where you kind of forgive the horse for not coming off, because he was coming off a maiden win, which wasn't that great of a win. He broke his maiden. He definitely had his work cut out for him going that 1 3/4 in the Louisiana Derby. Didn't get it done. Ran 4 lengths off the leader, though, in 6th place. That's not horrible for a horse coming straight from a maiden to go into the Louisiana Derby. So you could consider that a tightening race, and the horse is ready to go. Will he be ready to go? I don't know. He still hasn't necessarily shown that natural speed, so he is going to be looking to improve here. I think he's going to have to improve to compete with these horses. Could he do it? Definitely. Got Johnny V aboard. Tommy, especially when you're riding in New York, Johnny V aboard. You got Todd Pletcher train. I mean, these guys know all those tracks like the backs of their hands, and that definitely makes Antiquarian in the conversation. Speaking of being in the conversation, the horse that I think could possibly should be the favorite. I mean, he might end up being the favorite based on how it shakes out. The 7, Deterministic. They got him at 5-1. I think that's kind of disrespectful. Last out was 8th place in the Wood, 17 lengths off the leader. Resilience. Deterministic was a heavy favorite in this one. I think that circumstances kind of got to this horse. I blame Rosario. He tried to take the inside track in that race. He kind of tried to go inside, wasn't any room. Tried to go outside, wasn't any room. Brought him back inside. You don't want to change directions for your horse that many times. You look inside. If you got it, you got to go for it. Not that I'm sitting here trying to tell Joel Rosario. I guess I am sitting here trying to tell Joel Rosario how to ride. Anyway, if you got that inside track, you got to go for it. If not, you got to go outside. But it's much like basketball, my favorite sport. You have to make very quick decisions. There's not a lot of time to mess around. There's no next play, next hole, next period, next nothing. It's this race and this race right here. You got to get it all done. So probably more than any sport, a jockey's got to think on his feet, and his lightning quick decisions are everything. Joel Rosario made a bad decision. I think he should have shot to the outside, gave Deterministic a chance to open up, and I think he could have won. At least have hit the board. He kind of was pulled up. Another horse went down in that race. He was 17 lengths off the leader. It's hard to tell, but I kind of think that if there wasn't a spill, he wouldn't have been so far off. But he knew he didn't have the win, and at that point, you're trying to protect the horse. So, if you throw that race out, great horse, 2 wins, broke his maiden at Saratoga, comes out, wins the Gotham Stakes, 1:136 in the slop. So, I mean, you throw out that last race, this horse is awesome. 6-5 favorite, right? Joel Rosario, Christophe Clement got the win running. Everything screams favorite about this horse except that bad trip in the Wood. If you like Deterministic, this has got to help you out. Because people are going to be, a lot of people are going to be looking at that bad race in the last race. Out of Lynn's Map, an unbridled song horse, not super strong breeding, but I think he's got enough to get it done. Number 8, Native Land. This one out of Mastery, a Candy Ride horse. Junior Alvarado riding him. He got a win last out aboard this horse. So you like to see that. He got that win aboard the horse last out. 12-1. Not a great time. 144 in the slop at Keeneland. $100,000 optional claimer, but he did get the win nonetheless. Got a win before that as well at Oaklawn. So horse coming off a couple of wins, stepping it up here. I think he is going to be a bit of a competitor. Has not shown the speed, so he's probably going to be running in the mix. I don't think he's had to run that fast before. Probably going to be running in the mix. I think the 12-1 is a bit too high for him, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if he's got enough to get the win. However, though, that's the issue with this one. The speed is going to come down to how this pace shakes out. Of course, only 2 horses I've really got running up front. Unique Insight, the 2, and Lonesome Boy, the 4. They're not super aggressive, not pure front runners. Being that this race is in New York is probably going to be about a 48-second opening half mile. Probably Lonesome Boy, maybe Unique Insight. I don't think either one will really fight for the lead. I think they're all just kind of cruising this one. The 48-second opening half. I think they do pick it up a bit, do a 111 in the 3 quarters. The rest of these horses are going to be chomping at the bit, though, to get after this pace. I mean, when you got Johnny Velasquez, you've got Irad Ortiz Jr., you've got Flavien Prat, you've got Joel Rosario, and Junior Alvarado, for that matter, all riding off the pace. Luis Saez with the Wine Stewart riding off that pace. They're all going to be ready to go. So I expect that pace to kind of pick up. I don't think Lonesome Boy can hang in there. I think he's going to be outmatched in this one. I think he gets tired. Unique Insight, however, I do think this horse has some speed. He's shown a good rapport with his jockey. And I think Deterministic really should be the favorite in this race. Throwing out that last race, he really would be the favorite. I don't think, however, that he's just, I don't know. Don't want to say Unique Insight is that great, but the 148 in the slop on this track, he likes the track. He likes the distance. He's done it in good time. I think that the competition will just be a little bit too much for Deterministic. I do expect him to close hard. I think Deterministic will close hard and run a tough second, as well as the Wine Stewart, the number 3. I got him running 3rd. 4th, I'm going with Tustin Gold, Flavien Prat, just a step behind the other ones. I think these horses are likely to run within a length of each other. If anyone kicks away strong, I think it will be Unique Insight. Eric Cancel, like I said, he likes the horse. It's going to be a chance for him to push himself into that Belmont Stakes. So I think that's what he's going to do. I like Unique Insight in this one. 2nd place, as I said, going with Deterministic. 3rd, the Wine Stewart. I think those are going to come very, very close because the Wine Stewart always runs hard. I think Joel Rosario is definitely going to want to try to get some revenge from that last race, so he's going to run hard. And Flavien Prat has shown that he can be competitive in just about any field as of late, so he's going to run hard. So all these horses, I think, going to be packed up right near each other. Antiquarian, just don't think he's going to have enough for this one. Still like the horse. Just think he's going to be outmatched in this one. Probably the same for Protective. And Native Land, another horse that I think could be a little bit more competitive in the future. But I think he's going to be outmatched in this one, and I like Unique Insight for the win.